about Miami running the state. Penn State had to go across the states to play at a team where I joked last week was basically a bye week, right? UCLA hadn't won a game. It hadn't led in a game. Head coach Deshaun Foster was fired. Two coordinators had dipped. They were 24.5-point dogs. UCLA couldn't have been in a worse position. But they're the first 0-4 team to beat a top 10 team in over 40 years. How in the world did they do it?
Yeah, this one's an interesting one. How did they do it? Well, for starters, they were benefited off a Penn State team helping them do it. I feel like Penn State just could not get out of their own groove, get out of their own heads there. But how did they really do it? It's offensive masterclass from Nico, which if you were a Tennessee fan, as much as you hate Nico, you were probably rooting for him in this matchup because this was one of those games where it's like, are they actually going to do it? Right? Like you saw that lead, you kept checking the lead. I posted about it multiple times. I was like, this looks a little fishy, guys. Something stinky over here, okay? Like, but at the same point, it's like you were like, there's no way they're actually gonna do this, right? Like, there's no way, right? Like UCLA haven't won a game. They finally had a lead for the first time. Like a whole new staff, a bunch of interim coaches, and they found a way. And I was looking at the team stats, and they outgained Penn State by almost 100 yards. They outrushed Penn State. That is one thing that is crazy to me. They averaged more yards on the ground and had 280 yards rushing compared to Penn State's 157 on the ground rushing. And a lot of that rushing was on Nico Iamaleava's feet. Oh, I probably butchered his name. I'm trying. No, that's what matters. I think I had it there. But Nico was his usage of his legs. Nico looked like one of the top 10 quarterbacks in college football that week and last week. And I was really, really impressed. Penn State fans. Great. I love these times because Penn State fans, I have DC. This is where making content is so fun, right, Vince? Because I have this Penn State fan base, and they think I hate them so much, right? Every fan base thinks I hate them. Actually, let's just clarify that. I hate every fan base. But Penn State fans, see, listen, I told you guys time and time again that Drew Allar wasn't the answer. Drew Allar's not good at football. I had you super low ranked in the TND poll, and you guys were just flaming yawn. Okay, you were up at ease, you were ready to throw fists against me. I hope you guys have settled down now. I don't want apologies from you guys. I feel sorry for you guys. That's a very tough loss. And shout out UCLA though, a bunch of dogs. Way to get that done. Penn State unranked for the first time since. I don't know if you had the date on that. You're the stat guy, but Penn State unranked for the first time in a very long time, it feels like.
Yeah, definitely a long time. And for UCLA, it totally was Nico. And after the game, the celebration so big, interim coach Tim Skipper said you thought it was Mardi Gras, how the locker room was partying after this one. Like you mentioned, Nico running for 3 touchdowns, threw for 2 more. The way that the UCLA offense exploded and as early as they did was, for what we know this UCLA team to do, was shocking. They hadn't even scored in the first quarter in any other game this season.
Yeah.
And UCLA scored on the first 5 possessions. Like, this was unheard of. No one could have predicted this from UCLA. For Nico, it was his best game easily in his new threads. The Bruins' top rusher, too, with 16 carries for 128 yards. And the tight ends coach, right, Jerry Neuheisel, he was calling the plays. Penn State's defensive coordinator, Jim Knowles, is a pretty renowned guy, but I mean, Jerry took it to him. The Beach Boy took it to him. UCLA, 446 yards total offense to 357 for Penn State. They outrushed the Nittany Lions. They went 10 of 16 on third downs. They did everything they needed to do, and even at the end of the game, like, Penn State had chances to tie the ball game. Yeah. That was the most impressive part, is UCLA had dominated to this point, and Penn State felt like they were on the ropes. And at the end of the day, they had a shot, but at the end of the game, they managed to find a way to blow it.
Yeah. I don't think much more needs to be said on this one. Penn State fans, I'm sorry, guys. That's a really hard loss. And I don't know if that shoots their college football playoff hopes, because it's still a 12 team. Anything can happen. There's still a lot of football left to be played. But in terms of hope for the fan base, that was definitely a shot in the foot for them.
Streak of 34 straight wins against unranked opponents over for Penn State. A lot of worry there. The seat is hot for James Franklin, according to Penn State fans. But I don't think their chances are over. They got to do big things to make a run at the college football playoff, meaning beat Ohio State, basically, and Indiana, teams like that. They got to do that to make it. but there's still a chance.